Guys, Nadi here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am a self-taught artist on a journey to learn, grow, and improve my art skills. I have something stuck in my teeth, but I can't seem to get it out, and it's been bothering me ever since. Now, recently I've picked up this new habit of painting over all my old artworks. I do not know why. It's just every time I'm scrolling through an old artwork, I'm like, I want to paint over this one, and I want to paint over that one, and I just want to paint over everything. Is this because I'm trying to fill the void of wanting to paint with oil or acrylic paint but not having enough time or money to paint traditionally? Maybe. But recently, while scrolling through Procreate, I actually found this piece of art right here that some of you might recognize. I actually did this as a redraw of one of my 2017/2018 artworks, around July this year, and I made an entire video talking about my process and experience while creating it, and I'll link that right here and also in the descriptions so you can go check that out. This is kind of going to be like a follow-up to that video, so go check it out. Anyways, for today's video, I decided to paint over this illustration because I just need to satisfy that urge, and I hope you guys are interested in watching me paint over it. I thought it would be really fun seeing my growth just from half a year, because I did this exactly in July, and then this is the end of the year, so I thought it would be really nice to show my growth between then and now. So if you're excited for this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and turn on post notifications by hitting that bell icon so you can be reminded each time I upload a new video. So first of all, I'm just going to mention all the things I absolutely hated with the last one. The first thing was her face. You guys know I mentioned it in the video before. I absolutely hated her face. I hated the way I executed her hair. That was because I really didn't know how to handle hair back then. I didn't know what I was going to do, so I just did that. And also I mentioned I did not like the dress and the way I rendered it, or basically the lack of rendering there is. And lastly, I am absolutely sad that I actually even thought that pose was a realistic pose back then. Moving on to the paint over, I initially wanted to make this video about style. I wanted to talk a bit about my opinion on art style because it's a very controversial topic in the art community, and I have grown a bit from July to now, and I had some I have a change of mindset when it comes to art style and stuff. But I'm not going to do that right now because, for one, I really just don't want to talk about it right now, and two, I actually want to make a detailed video explaining it better and not just talking about it on a whim. So yeah, I won't be talking about that in this video, sadly. I know I've been promising that I will make a video on art style, but honestly today is not just the day, so yeah, sorry about that. What I did in this video is actually a paint over and not a redraw. The original illustration was a redraw, but I did a paint over, meaning I merged all the layers down into one singular layer and then I just painted over that layer. So it's not really a redraw. I didn't really change most of the elements. I left the character the exact same way. The pose is the same, the outfit is the same, everything's basically the same. All I did was paint over it and render it and make it look more appealing, I guess. So there's nothing really different other than this one is way better, and I'm much more happier with this final piece than the last one. So yeah, just wanted to make that clear because it's kind of confusing sometimes, that the difference between painting over and redraw. So yeah, I decided to watch the redraw video myself, and yes, it was extremely cringy, but then I had to watch it to listen to some of the things I talked about then and try and see if I could make some comments about that right now and see maybe the difference from my mindset then and now, and try to see if there were things I wanted to change back then that I actually changed in this artwork. So yeah, first of all, I noticed that in that video I mentioned how I didn't like the final outcome and how I wanted to actually do a redraw of that redraw. And to be honest with you, I did not even think about that. I totally forgot about that, and doing this paint over was so unintentional. It was when I finished doing the paint over and I was like, okay, let me go watch that video again and see what things I talked about, that I realized I actually planned on making this a redraw at the end of the year, and I had no idea. I literally totally forgot. So well, at least I ended up doing that, even though it was unintentional. So that was cool. one of the things I mentioned was that I noticed that I did not want my art to go in that direction, that I did not want my art to look that way. And I kind of agree strongly. When I did that piece, I absolutely hated it, but I didn't want to say that on YouTube. I just said it was a meh. But in like reality, I absolutely hated it. I didn't even post it on my Instagram because I wasn't proud enough to actually post it on my Instagram. And now I can say the total opposite. I actually really loved this piece. I enjoyed creating it, and I enjoyed like painting over it, and I really love how the final look came. And I can say that yes, this is the direction I kind of want my art to go to. Obviously, there's still so much room for improvement, I know that, but I kind of like love the way it looks. I kind of like the way it's basically how I wanted it to look back then, but I couldn't achieve that like level or this level back then because my skill set wasn't there yet. I just jumped into it. I didn't really do research. I didn't look into anything. But from then and now, I actually studied hard. I went back to my fundamentals, went back to the drawing board, studied a lot, and I've also been practicing my painting. And I did like make a paint over video some weeks back, and I talked about like my experience with painting, so you can check that. I'll link it on the screen and also in the descriptions. You can go check that out. But in that video, you can see that I've been practicing painting more and basically just trying to improve my fundamentals. So other than that, I also have a few behind the scenes that I haven't posted yet, and some I have posted on my Instagram. And I've just really been having fun. I've really been trying new things and not letting my limitations like restrain me. I've been trying new things. For example, when I was painting the dress, I actually met a roadblock again. Like the last time, the dress was a roadblock and I decided not to do anything on it, but this time I was certain that I was going to actually move on and persevere and try to like do this as best as I can. And I took a break because I did not know what to do, so I stopped drawing, I stopped painting over it, and then I went and actually did research. I observed a lot, I studied more, and then when I was ready and I felt like okay, I'm ready to come back, I came back to the piece and then decided to start painting the dress. And I am so happy I did that because I'm very certain if I just painted it over without like actually checking for research or actually looking into the best way to execute this, then it would probably not have come out exactly how I wanted it to come out. So I'm really happy. It actually looks so much better than before. It actually looks like an outfit, thank God. Usually when I draw outfits, it just looks like a piece of like sticker stuck on the character. It never looks like she's actually wearing it. But for the first time, I'm so happy because it actually looks like a dress. Like I'm so happy with it. Painting digitally has become so therapeutic for me. Like I cannot do anything without painting, which is funny because I was so scared of actually painting. I was scared of rendering. I was scared of actually doing anything other than cell shading, and I talked about that in my last video. I love the look of cell shading. I love the look of that flat animation style. But one thing I knew is that it held me back because I had this image in my head. I had this way I wanted my art to look, but I could never achieve it with the flat cell shaded look. I mean, you can make beautiful flat cell shaded works, but for me, I had this vision and I just couldn't achieve it. And for the longest time, I was too scared to actually move forward, to actually try something different. I was too scared of painting or rendering because I thought, one, I had this stupid mindset that it would make my style look weird or something like that. I don't even know what I was thinking, but I just had this really childish mindset. It wasn't until one of my illustrations, I'll put it on the screen, and it was when I was just playing around and I decided, let me try something new, let me just try to like blend this out a bit, and I really enjoyed it. I started trying to implement painting here and there just a bit. I first started off with like rendering the face a bit, and then after that I slowly started trying other things like maybe adding blush, and then I just did some research and I studied the fundamentals. That's also it's like really important, you guys. It's key. You have to study the fundamentals. It really helps. Like it's a huge difference when you actually sit down, and it's not as bad as it seems. It's not like schoolwork or anything, especially because you're doing it at your own pace. I put a how I study video. You can go watch that as well. Sorry for all the plugs, but you know, your girl has to do what she has to do. But I did make a video talking about how I study the fundamentals, and maybe if you're struggling and you want to try something new but you're too scared, you don't know how to start studying the fundamentals, you can check that video out. Maybe it will be of help to you. But the moment I decided to actually step out of that box and start painting. I've discovered something I never knew I loved, and now I can't stop. I just love painting. I have so much more in store for you guys. I have so much more to show you guys, so much more to tell you guys, and I just really can't wait to share this journey and see where it goes. And yeah, I've just been enjoying the process, and I'm so proud of it. I can say that I'm really happy with where this has come through, and it's just half a year and I've gone this far. To think that I could come this far in half a year, only God knows what could happen next from now to maybe next year. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see how next year is going to turn out, because I have lots of plans and I can't wait to keep trying more new things that just surpass my limits right now, basically. So yeah. And that brings us to the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you watched it all the way to the end, thank you for staying here with me. I really do appreciate. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit that bell icon to turn on post notifications so you can be reminded each time I upload a new video. Also, tell me in the comment section if you like this paint over thing. I've been really enjoying painting over all my artwork, so if you guys would like to see more paint overs, I can find a bunch of old art, because I have a lot of them, I can assure you, and maybe do some more paint overs and tell you my experience and just give some advice too. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and until next week, bye.